I'm in India. Actually, I'm an Indian.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing masters in management in Milan, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the situation, I came here during March, and I'm staying here for almost 6 months. So probably I'll be going back in next month. I write blogs in the WordPress site. It's not like a website, but just I write about the places I have been to
Mm-hmm.
nearby Italy. But I have no idea like how to create a website or something. I couldn't spend a lot. For example, even if it is a website, I couldn't afford to have my own website and pages.
Mm-hmm. So what is the budget that you have available? Is it $10 a month? Is it 50? What's the reasonable budget?
Yeah, it will be the minimum amount, and that too, I am ready to start from this November actually.
Okay.
So I still have some more exams to do. So I don't think I can focus on the blogs now. But after November, I think I can afford like $10 a month or something.
Okay.
No?
This is the process. So the first thing is you need the website address, which is the domain name. So something.com. In my case, it's freethewageslave.com. So this is the address which, people type in to know where to find you on the internet. The next thing that you need is hosting. So the hosting is what makes the website available on the internet. So it's almost
No.
like, you put a document in the Google Drive and it's now hosted in the cloud. So anybody who clicks on your link can find your document. So,
Okay.
the address is just like the link, and the hosting is just like putting something into the cloud so it's available. Hosting and the domain, in terms of cost, your domain, you can get year one for 99 cents. And year two, every year you have to pay to renew the domain. It's something like $10, $10 to $20, depending on the name. And ideally, you want a .com address. They're the most valuable. It's called a top-level domain. For hosting, you can probably start with something quite cheap like HostGator or Bluehost. They do have plans that are around $10 a month. And for the amount of traffic you're going to get, it's more than reasonable. That's really your only two costs. So this is 99 cents to $10 upfront, and this is probably $10 to $15 a month total. This is
So
per year. Excuse me.
yeah, actually, I have been receiving mails from the WordPress site. For example, they say like you can have your own website for paying like €5 or something per month. So
Okay.
we can say like WordPress is a cloud, right? It's a hosting.
So WordPress is not a hosting. WordPress is the engine. It's the
Okay.
engine behind the site. So the domain is the address. The hosting is from a company. So the company have their own servers and they host your website on their servers. That's how that works. WordPress is a company that once you say, I have my domain name and I have my host, this is the engine and the dashboard that lets you create content and create posts. And it makes it user friendly, so you don't have to know how to code everything from scratch. What's probably happening is WordPress have realized that people need hosting, so they've created some kind of product in collaboration with somebody else. Okay, does it make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you install WordPress, and that's a 2-minute job, usually your host will give you, 1 or 2 buttons to automatically do that. Then you choose a theme in WordPress, which is the design. There's many free designs you can choose.
Yeah.
The next thing is you can go to Canva and create a logo for free. And you usually upload that in the top of the web page, so maybe in the header. The next thing is you set up your blog, so you have the place that you can write.
Okay.
And then you're creating content. So what I like to do is I create videos because it's easy for me to talk, and then I transcribe them so I have written content. And that allows me to take one piece of content, maybe it's just a few thoughts that I have on something, and I get to publish a blog post and a YouTube video about that same piece of content. And then the last thing, Sanjay, is just to promote those. So let's say your blog post is on, you visited Chennai and you created a post about that, you will put some posts on your Instagram, on your Facebook, saying, guys, here's some pictures from my trip to Chennai. Go to the blog and check it out. And maybe you do a YouTube video with a few small clips and you say, go to my blog to check it out. So this is really the whole journey from having nothing to creating, publishing, and promoting.
Okay. So I have a question here. For example, since I'm using the basic WordPress blog, I think I have only like a few gigabytes. It's like 15. I'm not sure. So if I want to upload a video in my blog, for example, so I will be out of space. So you mean the hosting, for example, cloud, will provide me the space to upload the videos and more of images in my web pages, right?
Yeah, so each hosting plan has a different amount of space for things you can upload. And they also have a certain amount of traffic that your website can receive. So if you suddenly get 1 million visitors in a day, they'll say, Sanjay, you need to pay for the next plan. The plan that I'm on at the moment, I pay something like $200 a year and I get 20 gigabytes. With HostGator, I don't know what the amount is, but there's some things that you can do to minimize the size of the file. And you want to do that for a few reasons. Firstly, if you upload a file that's too big, you use up your space. This is a problem. Secondly, it slows down how fast the page loads. And Google, when Google sends somebody to your website, they track how long it takes to load, and they will not put you at the top of the search results if your website loads slowly. So it's bad for the user also.
Okay. So for example, if I get like 20 gigabytes per year, so I should finish all my media and all the writings within that particular amount of data, right?
Yeah, so what you're going to do is you're going to compress the images and the videos. The text really doesn't take up any space. It's tiny.
Yes.
The thing that costs you your space is images and videos. Now, there are plugins in WordPress that when you upload an image, it automatically reduces. One of them is called Smush, S-M-U-S-H. But you can also find many websites where you upload your image and it gives it back to you in a much reduced file size.
Yeah, we can also upload a video in YouTube and we can have that link in the blog, right? For example, they can remove, but
exactly.
I
But
thought
instead
it
of a
would be
link,
better
you
if
embed it. So the player is on the page. That's good because then people stay on your site longer, which Google likes. And it doesn't impact the load speed of the page very much at all. It makes a small difference, but much less than if you actually had the video inside the page.
Okay. And okay, so let's come to the earning part. Like, what are the ways we can earn? For example, I heard like we can do the Google ads and everything, but really I don't have much idea about this.
Yeah, so there's a few ways that you can earn money. So the first way is, well, let me walk you through the process. There are 4 stages. So the first is you have to create content. That content gives you traffic, which is people coming to the website. You then pre-sell those people, which means you build trust, and then you monetize. So it's called CTPM, content, traffic, pre-sell, monetize. So if we go through each step, the way you get people to your website is you create content they're already searching for. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to show you a few tools if that's helpful for you, Sanjay. Let's see, where are we? Screen, okay. So there's some tools that we use. One of them is called keysearch.co. And what this does is I can type in any keyword. So for example, I was writing a post earlier about a coach called Dr. DeMartini and the 7 areas. When I typed that in, it told me that there are 10 people a month searching for this in Google. And the difficulty of me, if I created a page using this keyword from 0 to 100 scale, this is 35 difficulty, which is relatively easy. And the tool knows that because it knows these are the pages currently showing up in Google. the first 10 results for that search term. So firstly is I choose, a keyword where I know maybe there's a good amount of traffic or it's easy to rank for. Does that make sense? So this is completely free, this tool, okay? You just need a Google account and you can access it. This is the one we want, get search volumes and forecasts. So let's just say the keyword is, let's just say Chennai travel, for example, okay? So you put one keyword or multiple keywords in, and where are we? Historical metrics, they change this quite often. So what you can see here is there are 10 to 100 people a month searching for Chennai travel, and the competition is low. So you want something where there's low competition because it means you have a chance of showing up in Google. And the average monthly search is, I wouldn't worry too much if it's a little bit low. Google's usually not accurate for the low volume searches. So the key thing is you're choosing a keyword that has low competition. Does it make sense?
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay.
So the competition should be low, right?
The competition should be low, exactly. Then you can use a plugin in WordPress called Yoast. And Yoast will tell you how you need to use that keyword in the page. So you need it in the title of the page. You need it multiple times in the text. Maybe you need to have an image that has the keyword in there. So it's a completely free plugin. And what Yoast does is it gives you a traffic light report. And let me just show you an image. So as you're writing your post, it's giving you something that looks like this. In fact, this is a real screenshot. Okay. Let's make it a bit bigger for you. So zoom in, okay. So it's telling you here, these factors are green, which means you've done a good job. Some of these are orange or red. The ones that are red, you want to fix. And it gives you the information you need to fix it, okay? So this is about optimizing the page. You've chosen the keyword. You know that it's low volume, low competition. You want to use that keyword. Yoast then makes sure your content contains that keyword in the right way, so you have the best chance of appearing in Google, okay? Okay. So that's the content part, and you're writing as many posts as you can using that two-step process. Over time, that will get you the traffic. And the traffic, the pre-selling, the trust that's being built is based on how good your content is. Now, to come to how you monetize, let me just show you on my blog. This is an example of a page where I have links where I earn a commission from Amazon. This is a very easy way where you don't have to sell something directly to somebody, but you can still monetize. Because if it's a brand new website and you're trying to sell to me, I'm probably not going to buy anything from you. So I have this page here, freethewageslave.com resources, and this is a list of the different tools I use. And you can see here, I say these are affiliate links. I earn a small commission. It doesn't cost you anything. So all of these links here are affiliate links. So for example, let's use maybe Kindle Paperwhite. So when someone clicks this, it takes them to Amazon in their country. If they buy something within, I think, maybe 10 or 30 days, I get a commission. And it doesn't matter what they buy on Amazon. They can click my link for this keyboard and they can buy bin bags for their house or a DVD, or they can join Amazon Prime. I will get a commission. And it's a low percentage. But over time, the more people I send to Amazon, the higher my commission goes. Okay. So
it's something called Amazon influence or something, right? Like if you have a certain number of followers and if they buy something from your link.
So it's not the influencer program. So this is Italy because I'm in Romania right now and there isn't Amazon Romania. But if I go to amazon.com or .co.uk, you'll see there's a program they have called Amazon Associates. This is my, I see this because I'm an affiliate. So I can view my earnings. I can build links, for example. So let's say I choose a product that I wish to promote. So I come to Amazon and I say, okay, this cable, this is something I want to promote. In my blog post, I'm going to mention this. So I take the link. In fact, I don't even need to do that. I can just very easily click here, text an image, and it will give me a link that I can use that includes my unique code, so that when someone clicks it, Amazon knows they came from my website and I get a commission.
Okay.
So what this should do, and it's just loading, is it's going to give me a link that has my unique code. So can you see here, these are my unique different websites and my account. So it gives me this link, and inside the full version of that link, they're going to include a slight code. Can you see here, FTWS, free the wage slave?
Yeah.
That's how Amazon knows that it was me that referred that person, okay? That is, I would say, the simplest way. The most important thing that I'll tell you is you need the traffic to make that model work. It's a volume model. And you get the traffic by creating lots of, valuable and helpful content. To give you an idea of how much traffic you need something like 10,000 page views a month to make $300 in commission. That's not 10,000 people a month. That's 10,000 people looking at a total of 10,000 pages. It could be, 1,000 people and they all look at 10 pages each. It could be 2,000 people and they look at 5 pages each.
Great. But I get a minimum number of viewers, for example, like less than 500 or something, whenever I write a blog, because I think I lack in the promotion. I'm using an Instagram and Facebook, but not that much. I think I should promote much more to the audiences, because whoever reads it, they say it's really useful and they are appreciating, but I couldn't reach many people. So I think I should find some ways to do it.
So what are you doing at the moment to connect with your audience, to find them a new audience, that is, not the people who are already reading?
You mean what I do in the blogs?
Yeah, like how are you getting other people, new people, to see your blog posts?
Okay, I just share in my WhatsApp stories and Instagram. So I directly message my friends, so they send to their friends. And for example, if I go to a new city, I just get as many information as possible, and I share with them like where I stayed and how to do on a budget traveling for few number of days. So it will be useful for them if they are planning to go to the same city. It will give them the idea. So that's how I reach, and I'll share some information about the city, some history, and I mostly share with the direct messages and WhatsApp. Yes.
Yeah, so
I think I should
this
use
is good. This is
Mm-hmm.
good. These are the free things. So some other things you can do. I'll share my screen with you again, and I'm going to show you some free ways and some ways that do cost money. So the first thing in Facebook, so are you covering everywhere in the world or just India firstly?
Okay.
Do you write only for the cities in India or for anywhere you visit?
No, anywhere I visit.
Okay, so travel blogger. You're going to type in some keyword. Maybe you're looking for other travel bloggers. Maybe you have a travel guide, whatever you think the right phrase is, and you're going to click here, see all results. Now, what you're looking for here is a group. So you're going to see this option here, and that's going to filter the results to groups. Then what you'll do is you'll look at each group, and you're going to find a group where you might be able to post your content. You cannot just post your content in any group. You will get banned because they have rules. But for example, if we look at this one, the first one, you'll usually get a sense of, is this somewhere where your audience is, where you can get eyes on your group? So there's 1,700, 1,600 members. And here's the rules. So be kind and courteous. And that's the only rule. So there's no rule on self-promotion, but generally you want to join the group and then spend a little bit of time just seeing what other people are doing. You don't want to appear as a spammer and you get banned, but you'll find groups where you can share your latest post and you'll start to build an audience by doing that, okay? The next thing you can do is you can boost your post. So let's go back to my page and I'll show you how to do this. This is a real simple way of getting eyes on a post. For something like $10, you can get thousands and thousands of people to see your post.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to one of my recent posts. For example, this one from yesterday, I was asking a book that changed your life, and I gave some of mine. And this button is here, boost the post. And in Facebook, you can see organically, the reach is almost nothing. I've got, I think, 1,000 people that have liked my page, but only 14 people saw my post. Now, if I hit boost, what I can do is get more people to react, comment, and share. I get more people to see my post. Now, the important thing for you is this, is the audience. Choose the people you're targeting and you edit. And what I would do here, I would leave the gender and the age open. I would change the location to whatever makes sense for you. So I always do United States, UK, Australia, those big countries.
Okay.
But this is the most important thing. The targeting includes people who match. So I'm going to type something like frequent travelers. And you can see here, I can target frequent international travelers, people who returned from traveling 2 weeks ago. So I start to just put the things that are relevant. You do not want to just put travel, because if I put travel, it's 180 million people. It's going to cost you so much money because it's too broad. But if I put just frequent travelers, 110 million, it's still a little bit too broad. So I would look at, how do I zero in on the people specifically interested in reading what I do, which is travel blog. So here I can find people. So this interests, Facebook knows what you're interested in based on the pages you like on Facebook. So if I click trip and travel blog, Facebook tells me there's 640,000 people in Facebook who have liked a trip and travel page blog. So you can keep adding multiple different options until you're happy that, yes, this would be exactly who I want. And you want this number to be no more than 1 million people. Between 500,000 and 1 million is ideal. Okay. And you're basically going to save your audience. And the last thing you're going to do is you're going to set your budget. So maybe you say to me, I only have £10 to spend total for this. You can set how many days you want the campaign to run. And Facebook is telling you here, 4 days minimum is the best results. I always leave it as 5. And it tells me for £10, 270 to 780 people a day will see that post. And it's telling me I'm going to spend £2 a day over 5 days. And that's the number of people. So I get a good idea of how many people will see it. And it's as simple as that. And I hit boost. What Facebook might do is it might spend the money faster than 5 days, but it's doing that to get you better results, and it will never cost more than £10. So you have complete control of your costs. And it's really as simple as that. The most important thing is set the audience and set the budget and hit boost. And you can then see the results in here. So when it's running, you come into your ad center. And there's more complex ways to run ads. And I think for the beginning, you don't need to. But for example, this post, I spent $8 and I had 1,200 people come to my post and 500 watched the video. There's some other ones here. If you're trying to get likes on your page, you can get a lot of results for not much money. This one, I had nearly 10,000 people come to my page and 1,000 people like it for under $20. So can you see that the volume of the amount of money is very low and you can get a high amount of engagement? In Facebook, if you're just posting without spending money, you're probably wasting your time. Nobody sees it anymore. You have to spend money to get seen.
Interesting. So this is a better way to reach more audiences, right? So like people with a similar interest, if they start looking at the post and if they like it, then they'll start following and we can reach them frequently.
Yeah, they'll start seeing your posts in their feed. Now, again, Facebook it doesn't show it all the time because there's so much stuff in everybody's feed. You're not going to be seen every time. And that's why we want to build an audience. And a little bit down the line, once you have, say, 1,000 likes or something on your page, when you boost a new post, you can actually show that only to people who have liked your page before. And that's good because then, you know, there's maybe millions and millions of people interested in travel. You're never going to have the budget probably to reach all of them. But what is useful and helpful is if you identify, say, 1,000 people and you keep boosting so they keep seeing your post, because then you're building that relationship, which, remember, there's content, traffic, pre-sale where you build the trust, and then monetize. So that's a good way of not spending much money and building that trust, which helps you get people coming back to the site and then potentially monetizing that traffic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll try to start doing this, I think, by the start of November.
Mm-hmm.
So start promoting and boosting the post. I think it will be helpful.
Yeah, I think so. I think Carla's doing something similar. She booked a call with me. I think she's coming onto the live stream tomorrow. I do a live stream at 5 p.m. Romania time tomorrow. Every week on Facebook and YouTube. It starts tomorrow. And she has the same question about boosting. So you can do that journey with her. You guys can work with each other and help each other.
Yeah, sure.
And if this was helpful, I'm putting out a lot of stuff on YouTube. I'm putting out a lot of stuff on the blog. I'm literally writing and publishing most days. So follow on Instagram. That's where you'll see everything. And YouTube is probably the most helpful stuff. It's all free, by the way. I don't sell anything. I don't charge anything. I don't monetize by charging anything to anybody.